As I promised, today we're going to look at task 2 opinion essay. My name is Bafoi Farouk, and I have 7-point half in writing, which I got on January 4th. So let me get down to this business. First of all, we'll start with structures. What is the structure of opinion essay? The types of questions in opinion essay are usually something like, do you agree or disagree? Or to what extent do you agree or disagree with this idea? Both are the same, and both are same and can be answered in the same way. Let's look at the structure. Structure is like this. You'll start with introduction, of course, in which you will paraphrase the question and state whether you agree or not. Where you state, in which part of the introduction you will state whether you agree or not, I will explain later. And you'll move to body 1, where you will have to explain your first reason for your point, for your idea here. Let's say, for example, if you agree with a given topic, then you will have to state first reason why you agree. If you disagree, then you'll have to state first reason why you disagree. In body 2, you will have to provide second reason why you agree or disagree. And in order to bring your essay into balance, you can do something like body 3, where you will have to look at another like side of the argument. If it says children are lazy now, do you agree or disagree? So it goes like, in body 1, you will state, if you agree that children are lazy, you will state why you agree children are lazy in body 1, why children are lazy in body 2, and why they may not actually be lazy in body 3. But you should not forget to reaffirm your position at the end of that body paragraph as well, to state that you, although this point may be somehow true, you still do not agree with this point, and you still hold your own firm position related to your, let's say, side here, whether you agree or disagree with this. Okay, and after that, you will write conclusion logically. So let's look at one essay sample. Imagine that our topic is, some people claim that important input of food products should be stopped. Input of food products means we should stop bringing food from other countries, like from Russia, for example, in Uzbekistan, right? We bring lots of food from different countries. We have Chinese food, we have Russian food here. So the topic is, some people claim that important food input of food products should be stopped. Do you agree or disagree with this? I'll give you a minute to look at the introductory part of this topic. In the introductory part of opinion essay, what candidate is trying to do here is introducing the topic by paraphrasing questions, right? Like, nowadays supermarkets are stocked with food products from around the world. Some would argue that it would be better if food produce was not imported. Produce is used here is not verb, but noun. Yes, exactly. Safina is asking, can we use produce instead of production or product? Yes, totally. Produce can also be used as noun here, as I was explaining this. And it would be better if food produce was not imported. Now, writer's opinion, as we said, you have to state whether you agree or disagree, right? And you can see writer here says, I firmly believe that this view is correct, and we'll discuss the reasons why in this essay. So he says that he agrees, because he says this view is correct. He agrees that, let's say, food import of food products should be stopped. Now, moving on to the first body paragraph. In body paragraph, now you can see his main idea. In body paragraph, you have to state what, let's say, what is your first point regarding your position. Now, again, I'll give you a minute. To look at this body paragraph. And if there are any new words, you may ask. Someone is asking for the word eroding. Eroding means to kind of get rid of, to make it, to cause the loss of something. Well, let's look at this body paragraph. Candidate is writing a good body paragraph here, which is free of, let's say, grammar mistakes. And detrimental, also a very good word. It means harmful. Something that is harmful, for example, something may be detrimental for air. It means it is harmful for air. Okay. Now, this line, red line here, shows what is the first opinion or first point of the candidate is regarding his position. He says that it should be stopped because it has negative effect on local culture. And sentences after this only explain this kind of negative effect on local culture. It is, let's say, a certain type of controlling idea which controls other part, like rest of the body paragraph. And sentences only should serve to explain or support this opinion. In the second body paragraph, he does the same. Still, he says that he disagrees. First reason was culture, and second reason is environment. The second major reason to reduce an import is the environmental cost. Why? He explains like this: because when products like fruit are being transported for thousands of miles by road, sea, or planes, or other forms of transportation, it says it makes the product expensive to buy, first of all, and then it also increases pollution from exhaust fumes. Exhaust fumes are those fumes, let's say smokes, clouds of smoke that are generated by cars and trucks and other transports. And he says this is the reason why it may be kind of deleterious or detrimental for environment. So still, the candidate disagrees here. He's holding his opinion still. But this candidate also developed a third body paragraph. As we said there, you can write third body paragraph. In that, you can find one opposing idea. And let's look at this one. He says, however, now is looking at another side of idea to kind of bring his essay into balance. However, many jobs depend on food experts, and some less developed countries may even depend on this trade for economic survival. So he now says, well, import has certain kind of role for some countries to save their economy. Despite this, he states again, like, in spite of this, the importance of developing local trade should not be undervalued. At the end of his kind of, at the end of this opposing body paragraph, he still reaffirms his own position. Undervalued means not paying enough attention. For example, local trade should not be undervalued means local trade should not be paid less attention than importing, for example, or not giving enough, not paying enough attention to something, let's say. So in body paragraph, what he's doing is he's stating an opposing view as written here, and then refuting it. Refute means to oppose this idea again. So what this candidate did is he just followed this structure. In body one, he stated first reason for his own point. In body two, he stated second reason for his own point. And in body three, he opposed his position, but still found an opposing idea for his position. And still, kind of at the end of that body paragraph, he still held his own, held his firm position by stating that even though this may be another positive side of this trend, I still believe that this is not enough for, let's say, being considered seriously. Okay, so he did this in order to bring his essay into balance, as I said. Here, in spite of this, the importance of developing local trade should not be undervalued. Even in the third paragraph, although he's discussing opposing ideas, he still believes that his position is stronger than this. Now let's look at these closely. So what is the candidate doing in introduction? Let's choose another topic, and let's say our topic is advertisements have such strong influence on people that they can make people buy what they do not need. It means advertisements have been so strong nowadays that sometimes they make people buy what they do not actually need. So you may start, I'm not saying you have to start, you may start with a general sentence related to the topic, something like, in the era of globalization, advertising plays a major role in competitive business world. This is just a general sentence which is related to the essay question which was asked. But what you do have to do is paraphrase the question, of course. Now we are saying the impact of advertising is so huge, instead of saying advertisements have such strong influence. This sentence is serving to paraphrase the, let's say, phrases that were existent in the question. And it says it causes many people to purchase things that they do not want initially, that they can make people buy, like buy is being paraphrased as purchase. They do not need, they do not want. You see, the paraphrase is not really strong here, but I'd say it is at least like 7+ paraphrases here. Okay, and second thing you have to do in your opinion essay introduction is to write a thesis statement, or state a thesis in your introduction. How do you do that? You do the thesis statement in order to give clear idea about the rest of your essay, what it is going to discuss, how it is going to be organized. Everything depends on the thesis statement. For example, here candidate says, while I agree that advertising encourages people to purchase things they do not want by conveying misleading ideas and being negatively influential on their decisions, it still provides the avenue for people to choose wisely in their life. See, the candidate here is looking at both sides, but he holds the idea that yes, advertisement actually makes them buy something they do not need. He says, I agree that advertising encourages people to purchase things they do not want, and how gives kind of key ideas here, misleading ideas, and negatively influencing their decisions. So in body 1, he's going to discuss misleading ideas. In body 2, he will discuss influence on their decisions. And in body 3, he will discuss how advertisements can help people choose wisely. And provide the avenue here means give people chance. Yeah, already asked people, I kind of predicted that. Provide avenue for something means to give people chance to do something. It's a very good phrase, I think. Well, this is what you have to do in the introductory part of your essay. You have to paraphrase the question, you have to state a thesis statement. Whether you write a general sentence related to the topic or not, it depends on your, let's say, taste, on your style of writing an essay, or on how much time you have left for writing this essay. What about basic body structure? Basic body structure will always start with presentation of your main idea, where you will have to state your first point. It's your first answer to the question. For example, do you agree or disagree that advertisement makes people buy what they do not want? Do you agree or disagree? You have to answer that question in the first sentence of your first body paragraph. Here, my answer, yes, I agree. And key idea, again, yes, I agree, because advertisements mislead customers or provide customers with misleading ideas, right? And second part, I'm not saying sentence, I'm saying part, because you may present your idea in 2 sentences, which I do not recommend, by the way. You have to present your main idea in 1 sentence, if possible. You may extend or support your idea in 2 or 3 sentences, it doesn't matter, but main idea should be presented in 1 sentence, usually. And then you have to extend your idea in this. In order to extend, it will be very logical of you to ask yourself this question: are my sentences coming after my main idea providing further explanation to this for my main idea? So I'm saying yes, I agree, because advertisements actually provide customers with misleading ideas. And how I'm answering this? For example, not for example. In other words, let's say poor products can pay a lot of money to TV or internet websites or TV channels, let's say, in order for them to show their products as something fashionable. This in turn leads to more purchases, because people want to stay up to date, they want to have fashionable lives. And even if this product is not fashionable in essence, in its, let's say, true being, it is not fashionable, but TV or internet makes it kind of look like fashionable, and people want to buy it, thinking if they have it, they will also look fashionable, up to date, and so on. And this is explanation. And after explanation, there should be a supporting part of your body paragraph. How do you support? You may support with statistics. You may support with let's say an example from real life. You may support with anything, statistics, examples, scenarios, like, I don't know. But most people use statistics, and my suggestion here is do not use statistics that is not directly related to you, or that you do not have clear idea of. Some people say like you can say in your essay, recent research showed, but believe me, it's not a good idea. If you have if you ask why, I can explain it, or I have already explained it in the channel at length. You can find this post. You can find a post about this in earlier, let's say, days of the channel. Okay, and how do you write your conclusive part of the essay? Well, first of all, I'd like you all to look at these phrases, which can be used in, which people say can be used in conclusion. And please, can you send me in message for me? Can you write in chat area which words do you usually use for your essays? What I suggest is you shouldn't use the word like finally, because finally does not start conclusive parts of essay. They start final opinion. If you start your essay with, if you want to write finally in conclusion, it means that you will somehow be kind of stating another idea. It's not conclusion, it's another body paragraph in your essay. Because finally, like firstly this, secondly that, other than that, that, and finally means your final point. It's not conclusion. And conclusion is not your final point. Conclusion is just restatement of your main ideas and your thesis statement. Okay, so triple times, I'd say 3 times. For 3 times, I'd say no, never use this finally. You can use to sum up, to conclude, in conclusion. I really advise everyone to use these. And what about, as outlined above, to recapitulate all things considered in general, to put it in a nutshell, or any other phrases that contain nutshell? I'd say most of them are informal, and I do not suggest you to use them, because you know, by saying something cool to start your conclusion, you're never going to improve your score in writing. It's not going to help you. So stay modest in this part, and then restate your main ideas, and that's it. Okay, as I said, you can still ask some questions if you have in the chat area of the channel. So far, I haven't received any questions there. Okay, sometimes we are asked our opinions in multi-question essays. What are multi-question essays? Multi-question essays do not belong to any type of essay. They are not advantage to disadvantage. They are not opinion. They are not discussion, or they are not other types of essays. They are one another like kind of world in writing. So let's look at this question. Many students are deciding to study from distance, which means many students are taking online courses, right? Why do they do so? And do you think distance learning is reliable? Here you can see it's not kind of problem solution, it's not cause and effect, it's not opinion. Somewhere you have to state a cause, somewhere you have to state your opinion. So this is typical multi-question essay. Although they are infrequent in real tests, you have to be ready for them. Okay, so for this question, let's say this is our one way for organizing this essay. 1 or 2 reasons why distance learning is good, body 1. And body 2 is 1 or 2 reasons why distance learning may be bad. And, or will you choose this one? Body 1, 1 or 2 reasons why students decide to try distance learning, and body 2, 1 or 2 reasons whether distance learning is reliable or not. Please send again your answers in the chat area. On the left side, it is 1. On the right side, it is 2. This one, if you choose this one, send 1. If you choose this one, send 2. And truthfully, about 70% of you, it's my approximate estimation, 70% of you chose the second one, this one here. And that was correct. Let me explain you why and how. Because when you're, we have 10 minutes left. When you're working on multi-question essays, each question accounts for 1 body paragraph. Like, why do they do so? 1 body paragraph. Do you think distance learning is reliable? 2nd body paragraph. So what you need to do here is in your first body, you have to explain reasons, as we said, 1 or 2 reasons why students decide to try distance learning. And another reason, in a second body paragraph, you have to state whether you think distance learning is reliable or not. Yes, 2 is correct, as I'm already saying. So what we understood from this is each question in multi-question essays accounts for 1 body paragraph. If there are 2 questions, you're going to have 2 body paragraphs. If there are 3 questions, you're going to have 3 body paragraphs, and going to discuss these questions in each body paragraph in order that they appear in the question. So that's why first one is not appropriate here. We don't have to discuss distance learning advantages and disadvantages. We have to state why people are doing this, and these advantages may be reason perhaps, but we have to kind of turn them into reasons of popular choice. And this doesn't ask us to discuss the disadvantages of online learning. That's why distance learning. That's why second body paragraph is actually out of topic, which makes the second idea here a better one. Now let's look at another question. So it says developments in technology have changed the way we communicate. What changes have they caused? In your opinion, are they positive or negative? So what you have to do in your body 1 is you have to state what changes have they caused these developments in technology. So here I have kind of hint. You may discuss that changes that they have brought about are speed and convenience, and you will further elaborate on that. You will explain how speed and convenience have been changed in our conversations. And in body 2, you will have to state whether it's positive or negative, your opinion. For example, my opinion, it's my sample here, my opinion is negative. And I say and I believe that these changes have been negative mainly, and will explain with these reasons, because these changes in development in technology have led to the loss of privacy, because people's messages can be tracked. A lot of people can see each other's messages and so on. And it also led to social isolation, because it is easier and more convenient way of communication. That is why more people are choosing to communicate in this way rather than going and seeing each other. And if you have any questions, you can send them to me. I will take them. We have like 5 minutes for questions. You can send them in chat area here, or you can send them in the group of channel. I have about 6 minutes to discuss some questions that you have. That might be one. So by saying that someone can check messages of children, or yeah, I was going to ask that. Thank you. Whether you meant positive or negative? Yes, it may be positive. Okay, great. So we already have some ideas here. Thanks to this person, has been very active throughout. I don't know the name really, but it's a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Thank you very much for being really active. And another question is, can we stay balanced in this case? Why not? I believe you may, but it says, in your opinion, are they positive or negative? So I think choosing one side will give you a better score in task response, because it asks your opinion, right? Of course, why not? And very good question here. How can we give examples from Adizbek Navruzov? Thank you. You can give examples in many ways. As I already said, you can choose examples from real life. You don't have to state exact person, or you don't have to state exact country. You can just say, for example, if they say, I can't think of a topic. Okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using teachers in a classroom, right? You may say disadvantage is there is loss of, discipline in the classroom is lost, because pupils are not cannot be controlled by computers. They do not understand the behavior. And as an example, you can give just a real life situation. For example, an undisciplined child maybe using his mobile phone, or maybe just lazing around in the classroom with computers having no idea about this. Now, this is an example from real life. I don't know who this guy is, who this pupil is, just giving a situation from real life as an example. You can do that. If you search online, there are lots of ways how you can provide examples. Thank you too for the question. And yes, Aziza is giving an idea related to the topic, saying that we can have a face-to-face contact with our friends or relatives who are far away from us. And I appreciate that. Thank you for taking time to think about it. Yeah, well, yes, we cannot share the feelings. Makpal is sending this. Thank you very much. But I'm also thinking, like, do you have any questions related to opinion essay writing? Yes, it's good to, I'd say collaborate here is a slightly wrong word. I'd say it's good to balance or bring equilibrium into your essay, but collaborate means do something together, right? So yeah, you may choose positive and negative, but as I said, if you choose one side and stick to that, it will give you a better score in the task response. Well, a very good question. What type of essay did I have in my official exam? When I passed the test on 4th of January, it was discussion essay. The question was, some people say road standards can be improved by very strict fines, while others say that regular courses can help them. And discuss both of these views and give your own opinion was the question that I had in my recent test. If you struggle, very good question again. What if I struggle to find examples? It was sent from Akbar. Well, in order to fight this, in order to combat this, you have to read a lot. You have to watch a lot of news in order to have more ideas about various topics from which you can get examples. This is what usually helps me and my students. Sorry. I don't know the name, but I send you receive. Um, I misunderstood your idea. It was for positive side of this, right? Yeah, great. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so time is already up. I hope you found this helpful in some ways, and I hope I will see you in future webinars related to various aspects of IELTS 2. Thank you very much. It was Farouk. Thank you.